Hello and welcome to the new video newsletter from me, Emmy, at The Bridge Coaching. And I'm so excited that you're here. From now on, every single week, likely every Tuesday, you are going to be receiving the weekly career coaching question. And these career coaching questions and answers are based on the many years of career coaching that I've done to date. I've been working as a coach since 2013. And in that time, I've had a lot of questions from people just like you who are either really fed up with their jobs or they're looking to re-engage and reignite their energy for their work, or they're simply just looking to do something totally different. And these questions are designed to get you thinking, regardless where you are at in your career, to get you thinking on how you can improve, get excited, reposition yourself, and bring the gold that you are into the right workplace for you. And I'm hoping that you'll find it inspiring. I also really welcome you to contribute your questions for any future videos. So I've got lots of great ones lined up, but I always welcome additional questions from you guys. So let's dive into this week's question. You'll find as well that I'll be sharing some slides here. If you are driving or if you're on public transport, you do not need to watch the video. You can just listen into the audio because I'll be talking through the slides and the tips that I have for you. But if you want to watch, feel free to do that. But I know everyone's different. Some people prefer to listen and some people prefer to watch. So digest this information however you wish. And I'm very excited to have you here. So question number 1. This is probably one of the most questions I've gotten over the years, and it is simply, I feel really unhappy or disconnected in my job. How do I start transitioning into something else? How do I get energized, and where do I even start? And this is a great question. And the solution to this is actually an exercise that you can download from thebridgecoaching.com.au. It's what I call the career checklist or the career stock take. So at the very top of the website, if you go to thebridgecoaching.com.au, you can download this PDF for free if you like. But let's talk through it. So what is a career stock take? Well, it is the opportunity to, rather than focus on what you don't have and how unhappy or how unfulfilled you might feel, we're going to take 3 really simple steps to check in with where you're at and what you can start doing to get to the bottom of how you feel. So the first step is to reconnect with how you feel right now. And the PDF that I mentioned, the career stock take or the career checklist that's available on my website, takes you through a couple of questions on how to do this. But it is really important to get to the bottom of how we're feeling, and sometimes it's connected to our self-esteem and our self-confidence. And again, there are questions in the PDF that you can answer around this. But sometimes it's just the environment that we're in. We all know that 2020 and 2021 have been a bit strange for a lot of us. If you were working in an office, likely you've worked from home all or part of this time instead, which is a big disruption. So reconnecting with how you feel, and it could be the format of the work, it could be your manager, it could be the tasks that you do, or it could simply be that you're not in the right field for you and it just kind of feels really wrong. I kind of, on this note as well, often tell people, think about it as if you were dating someone. If this was a life partner, would you continue to date them? Would you continue to go out with them if your work was someone that you dated? So it's a good question to ask yourself. So the very first step is to just, on a scale from 1 to 10, rate how you're feeling right now around a couple of areas in regards to your career. And then the stock take, because a lot of people go, oh, well, Emmy, it means that I'm going to have to start over from scratch. Absolutely not. Changing careers or even pivoting inside your current company does not mean you starting over from scratch at all. That's why we're doing the stock take. So this is, again, guided in that PDF, but it's basically reviewing your career to date. When were you the happiest? What were some of the most fun jobs you had? And it doesn't have to be roles that are really senior or the ones that were the most highest paid. For example, I remember working in a sporting event company for a while, or an organization that did cycling events. And it was really hard work and it wasn't fun every single day. But I remember running the events, as hard work as it was really fun. So review some of the stuff that you've done that you really enjoyed, that really challenged you, some of the great leaders that you had in the past. Like, who were some of the best managers that you just loved working for or with? And looking back at that, again, using that PDF from thebridgecoaching.com.au if you like. I'll also link it in the newsletter email that you received with the link to this video so that you can check it out if you like. But looking back is step number 2, because that means that we're starting to look at all the tools, all the things that you know that you liked and that you didn't like. And then we can go to step number 3, which is simply start brainstorming what you want instead. And in the PDF I mentioned, I ask a bunch of questions that you can fill in real quick. But things like, what size of organization do you want to work for? Do you want to work for a big global company, or do you want to work for a small local business, or do you want to work for a startup that's got maybe offices around a bunch of countries? So start thinking about the format. Forget about the exact title that you need to have. Forget about feeling the need to find that exact perfect role, because it takes a little bit of time sometimes. But start narrowing it down. Size of organization. What kind of manager do you want to have? Do you want someone who's really driven and works really fast, or do you want a really caring, calm, collected manager? What type of management style suits you? How big a team do you want to have? Do you want to work from home or in the office, or a mix of the two? So by following these 3 simple steps, we get away from the pain or the discomfort you might be feeling, aside from step 1, because it's kind of that check-in with how you're going right now. But we also start looking at all the things that you've done and learned from those things, as well as some format, like I said, size of organization, types of task, types of leader, etc., that you might want to position yourself for instead. So go ahead and download that quick exercise if you haven't done that already. It takes definitely less than 45 minutes, anywhere between 20 to 45 minutes to complete that exercise. Just sit down with a cup of tea or a beverage of your choice in a nice quiet space and go through that. And you would be amazed at how much better you feel just by starting to outline what is possible instead. I trust that that was a useful little check-in for you, and if you have any questions that you want me to answer in future videos, feel free to email them through to hello@thebridgecoaching.com.au. I hope you have a great week wherever in the world you are, and I will see you in the next week's newsletter.